Howdy everybody, welcome back to some more Call of Juarez. Cause, as the kids call it. Disclaimer up front, if you guys are like Minsk seemed to remember very poorly how this game went last time, but this time he seems to remember very well these scenes. Well, welcome back to another pair of episodes I had to re-record because, for whatever reason, my footage just disappeared. Yeah, don't know why that happened, but c'est la vie. It's too bad, I had some really good banters last episode, so I was really happy with how it went, but let's make this just as good as the last one. We're on the trail of Billy Candle, as the Reverend here, meting out justice to bandits and other malcontents, like this guy. We caught up to Billy. Well, first we played as Billy, as he was escaping through some mines, and he jumped onto a train. We are now chasing that train as the Reverend, and we found that a train robbery is underfoot, so might as well stop by to do something about that. Oh, that's right, the worst thing about me re-recording is now we don't get to see all those funny developer wanted posters, because the game counts as those having been found. A real shame if you ask me, but sure, just stand there if you so desire, sir. There would have been one developer diary over there, a wanted poster, and I believe one in here as well, but we are not privy to either of those, or really any other one. Sorry guys, we'll have to make do. Oh, there's still a train robbing, no good varmint. Yeah, I mean, a train rob, that's like, robbing a train is one of those, whoa, ooh. Such a important part of, like, the classic plot in a Western story, and this game is kind of like a, let's go through all the motions of, like, you know, the important things of Westerns, so we can't make a game like this. We can't play a game like this without having one train robbery we have to foil at some point. Ow! Guy got both of them. Yeah. Took a few bullets, but ooh, my quick shooter's running dry. Any quick shooters around here? Why is it so hard to find a gun at times? I mean, I swear I walked over a gun at one point. There we go. That'll do. Just load her up. Last time I talked a lot about my my interest in the Western genre. Well, last time, the first recording I tried to do, so let's go over that one again, since we're talking about classic Western plots. I personally, it's a bit of a silly story. I only, in a couple of recent years, like maybe 10 years or so, I've really been into... Did I hear a gunshot? No, that was just the music, I think. Been into Westerns. I only discovered them like a decade ago or so. Just take a headshot, you guy. You didn't die? Alright, fine. Also, nice attempt with these rocks. You didn't count on me hiding behind this stone, though, now did you? Now my other quick shooter's wearing down. Oh, perfect. Right on time. So the thing is, it's kind of a funny story, because when I grew up as a little kid, I hated Westerns as a little wee Minsk. Which is, you know, an ironic thing, since I grew up in Texas. Oh, classic 6-shooter. Let's take that one. It's a bit longer to load, but I think it kills them faster. You know, I grew up in Texas, but I just, as a like a little kid in the 90s, you know, a grade schooler, and at the time I thought Westerns were just the most boring thing. That's the time I like found Dungeons and Dragons, and also like I played games like Heroes of Might and Magic and stuff, and I thought like medieval European history was the bomb, and like fantasy stuff, medieval European fantasy, because there's dragons and other monsters and all sorts of crazy stuff, while I thought that Westerns were a very monotonous and not as interesting because there wasn't as fantastical, the elements in it, to my young mind. And, you know, the best example is, I think, the Fort Worth stockyards were in Fort Worth, which my parents would often go to, and they would take me along, obviously, as a little kid. The stockyards are like, that's where they sold cattle in, I think, 1890 they founded the Fort Worth stockyards. It was a huge cattle drive area where they would sell cattle and sheep and stuff like that, and they'd be loaded onto trains and stuff. And they've like kept the buildings there, like kept the authentic old style buildings and renovated them, kept them in condition. So it's like a historical, important historical monument in Fort Worth, Texas. And I just thought it was such a boring place. It bored me to tears. I hated being there as a kid. I don't know, I can't tell if that looks bad or really good, that water. It looks a bit weird, but I also kind of like the effect. I don't know. So I would, like, my parents would go often there. Like, when we had guests, they'd take guests out to see the stockyards, and then they'd like to go there anyway for reasons I can't recall. And every time I was just like, please, no, not the stockyards again. I hate that place, but... Now, as an adult, I would, you know, having really engrossed myself in the history of the Wild West and also found an appreciation for Westerns, I would love to go to the Texas stockyards. It'd be such an interesting place to visit and see all that old stuff. But what's going on down here?
They block the bridge.
Oh, banditos are down there to the left. We can do something about them. Could I get them from this far? I could. Except my aim's a little bit off. This isn't gonna work. We're gonna have to get a little closer to deal with these guys. So yeah, at some point I started just watching Westerns and I realized, hey, the setting and the themes are really cool in this series. Like, I guess it was the archetypical one, which is the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think that was the first one I saw. Or maybe the Trinity movies, because I love Terence Hill and Bud Spencer's two Trinity movies. Well, I like a lot of their movies, actually, but they did this kind of funny Westerns. They're a bit silly. In fact, I think a lot of people think they're kind of dumb, but I think they're really, really cute, the Trinity movies. They Call Me Trinity and Trinity Rides Again. Oh my god! Also, what I really like is Django. For example, that Gatling gun over there. Oh, crap. You know what? I don't think I can take this Gatling gun in a fight. Okay, I probably should have just run for cover. I don't think I could beat the Gatling gun in a fight. Well, actually, my first attempt recording this, I did get that guy. But Django's like... There we go. Got a couple of shots into him. Django is like, I had already like watched a bunch of Westerns at that point, and so, because Django's a really weird Italo-Western to watch, so I don't recommend that to be your first outing into the genre. It's got cool music, though. Django! Django! Have you always been alone? Okay, I really shouldn't have stuck around to fight that guy. Say, for example, this guy killed me now. Let's just run past the minigun this time. Minigun? It's a Gatling gun. What am I talking about? That's all sort of similar, but not really. Oh, God. Okay. Seems to fire in bursts, so that seems to be the trick. Whoa. Adios, muchachos. There was a guy here? No, it was the guy who ran away. Oh, up there on the water tower. Yeah, I actually, yeah, because, no, I really appreciate history in general, so the Wild West actually with the whole frontier stuff and whatnot, I actually find really interesting now. The lore behind it. Where? The shot came from this way, too. It's really hard to see through this reflected glass where the bad guys are. Ow! Oh, there you are. Did I get the guy in the train cabbage? Carriage. Cabbage. There we go. Cleared shop. Gatling gun guy's still alive, but I'll have to deal with him in a second. Oh crap, where? There. Yeah, I would actually... I would really like to go back to, like, the Wild West. Well, I mean, not the Wild West, but, you know, I mean, I'd like to go to the American Midwest, visit it again. I would love to go back to stockyards and other of those classic places that I couldn't appreciate as a kid because I was a dumb little kid. I do, like, I recommend, I'm shilling again, but there's a podcast I really like called Film Sack, made by Scott Johnson, who did Extra Life, the webcomic, and Extra Life Radio. He has a podcast called Film Sack where every week they talk about some old movie. That's actually where I saw Django, is by, as a part of that podcast. And he actually, Mr. Johnson, brought up a thing which I think kind of explains why I learned to like Westerns, is they were talking about some post-apocalyptic movie, and he basically said that post-apocalyptic movies basically are the same as Westerns. Like, not exactly, but a lot of the themes and the setting, because of the whole wasteland thing, are kind of very similar. It's all about, you know, the rugged frontier, the stranger in a strange land kind of feel, you know, the stranger wanders into town, and, you know, frontier justice and bandits and stuff like that. It's all very similar, and, you know, post-apocalyptic stuff I got into very early. I was not quite as young as when I was in Texas, but, like, fairly young I got into Fallout. Maybe a little too young to be appropriate to play games like that, but we'll just ignore that. Oh, hey there, you're a...
I promise to repay all my debts to you, oh God. Have mercy.
Just don't fret. We're here to spread the love of Jesus to the people here, so... I got this under control. Actually, you know, we should do like this while we're in these cramped train cars. We should do this revolver ocelot thing. Great. Didn't even kill the guy. There we go. That's more like it. I'm supposed to just blast through this, but oh well. Oh well. Border gun. I don't think that's a good gun in this game.
Take my money. Just come on, take it out. Just don't kill me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can only collect money from when they pass the hat around in the church, sir. So yeah, like that Scott Johnson quote kind of like opened my eyes. Like, yeah, I think that is what appeals to me in westerns. It's the same stuff that I like in like Fallout. Of course, Fallout again has all that fantastical. Well, it's more sci-fi, but those sci-fi elements in it, which I guess maybe helped me bridge the gap. Like how I like, you know, classical medieval stuff, even though there's no fantasy elements in that. Like, I'm really excited for, is it Deliverance is the name of that game that's like set in the Holy Roman Empire, but it's like proper historical Europe, no fantasy stuff, I think. I'm really interested in that game once it comes out. And I don't mind that there's no dragons in that one, you know? It still looks really cool. So in a similar way, I guess me being the Fallout kind of helped me be like, I don't know, I'm spitballing, but it feels like, you know, that was a kind of a bridged me over into westerns. Yeah, I mentioned the Trinity movies, I mentioned classics like Good, the Bad, and also Django. I guess it's a classic under a certain definition of the word, I guess. What other movies do I like? Well, this is going to be a point of contention.
And I promise to repay all my debts to you, oh God.
Not a border gun. There must be a quick shooter here. There we go. That'll do. There's going to be a point of contention, but in recent movies, I really like The Lone Ranger, the Disney movie with Johnny Depp, and actually I don't remember who played the Lone Ranger, but I thought it was a really fun movie, and, you know, it had Wendigos in its plot. That's always cool. I love me some Wendigos. Oh. That's the Gatling gun. What are you guys doing? What were you thinking, you silly soldiers? But he wasn't expecting me to come up here. Oh, gee, I wonder if the game wants us to use this Gatling gun here. Why, yes it does. Let's go. But my favorite recent movie, like Western, like in like the last 10 years, I'm not even gonna, like, try to justify it. You know, it's totally a Western. It's a Rango, also a Johnny Depp movie. That was such a great movie, and it like really played well on the Western themes, while also being a really weird cartoon thingy. I really, out of all the movies I recommend today, like talk about various Westerns, if there's only one you guys pick out to watch, please watch Rango. It has so much heart in it, and it's also so well done and really funny. It made me very happy. The only thing it could have made better is if they actually had Clint Eastwood as the... What was that character's name? The Spirit of the West or whatever? Like, if they had Clint Eastwood actually doing that voice. It's a voice role, so it's not like Old Man Eastwood couldn't have done it. Whew, I'm almost dead. That guy got a rifle on him. But now that rifle's mine. Also, check this. This gun is now a quick shooter, but it's not rusty. So I believe these ones do not wear down because they don't have the rusty modifier on them. So we don't have to worry about swapping these out. For example, this classic rifle's rusty, so it'll eventually wear down. But I believe somewhere around here is... Oh no, that's a shotgun, actually. I like the idea of I like the idea of this rifle for now, actually. So we'll just stick with that. I mean, the classic 6-shooter would be here, but no, we can't use that. Also, oh yeah, one thing I gotta point out. Look, how does this Gatling gun work? There's no... I don't see a... Like, first of all, you're supposed to crank it. I don't see a crank on it, and I don't see a trigger on it. So I'm not sure how... I don't know how he's firing this gun. I can only assume if we were watching this in third person, he just kind of... Well, you can look at his shadow, actually. See, he's just standing there and the gun is hovering in front of him in the game. You shouldn't have left that shadow there, developers. It kind of gave away your little secret. He's just T-posing there. Well, not T-posing, but almost. Okay, let's get in on this train.
Another one.
Ooh!
It's a preacher.
Well, with that kind of shooting, no wonder you guys have been failing so hard.
Come on in.
Here, let me prove my goodwill to you by reading a quote from the good book.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Okay, Reverend, maybe not the quote I would have led while introducing myself to these good soldiers, but, you do you, Ray. You can put the gun down now. I mean, please? I'm feeling a bit...
Lieutenant Matthew Parker.
Howdy.
We tried to smash through, but there's suppressive fire. Those sons of bitches are taking us out like 10 ducks in a shooting gallery. They set up a barricade outside. I sent some in with a powder keg to blow it all to hell. We'll be attacking shortly.
They're dead.
How? Damn it. Now
Well, they kind of just walked under minigun fire, so...
Up the barricades. You secure the carriages.
all right, I'll send 2 men to cover you. Smith, Cole,
Yes, sir.
Get your asses on that hilltop and make some noise. We're counting on you, Father.
Wow, putting a lot of faith in, you know, just a man of the faith. Oh man, I only have 20 health. I don't know if I can actually survive this part. I may have jinxed myself by doing all this quick saving.
We're counting on
We'll
you.
see how it goes. So we gotta take this TNT barrel and blow up a barricade that's up on the hill. If we had tried to go there previously, we wouldn't have been able to get past the barricade. It's insurmountable. As you may recall, only Billy can mount boxes, so we couldn't do it. This part's actually pretty tough because, look, there's guys behind those boxes. Now the soldiers are trying to stop them, but... Ow! Okay, good. Oh, nope, I was too close to the blast. Damn it. Oh, that's cool. You can see the hands there like that. Yeah, maybe I jinxed myself by
We're counting on you, Father.
having a quick save here where I only have 20 health. Unless I go hunting for a health tonic. Somewhere in the back. Let's just try... Oh god. Soldiers, please, cover me. Ah! Oh boy, this is gonna be tough now. I got all the way up to the boxes the first time. I just blew it up too close to...
Go on, we don't have much time.
Yeah, thanks. I know. This box would be a great place to put some health tonics, but no sign of them. No tinctures. Ha! Dinged off my armor. Can I just... Oh yeah, I can just throw them. I forgot. Hopefully I'm far enough away now. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. That's fine with me. Oh, one of those guys died, but he's got a non-rusty rifle, so I'll just grab that one. Wow, took a moment to load. That's how guns worked back in the day. Ooh, I'm gonna... I don't know if... I'm still not sure if I can make this part, because it's actually easy to take damage from the fire here. Okay, I did it somehow. What is going on here?
Engineer's alive. Thank you, Lord.
Go. Any more he is? Oh yeah, I see your head down there. Where are you running, buddy? Looks like we got ourselves a runner. Okay, I do like the AI taking cover behind the rocks. That's pretty good. Dang it. No sign of a health tonic here. I could have really used... Maybe this guy dropped one. Or maybe he just fell to his doom with a freaking Wilhelm scream. Well, let's just get back to the carriage and hope that... they have another health tonic in there. Whoa! There we go. Oh, this soldier, poor guy. He was the last surviving soldier, but this stupid guy on the roof got him. Even though I had my fast revolver ocelot trick here. Gun aficionados can write in and explain better, but I believe the idea is you are using your hand to pull back the hammer as soon as it's, like, clicked into place, which means you can fire immediately. Rather than the normal style, which would involve, you know, you pulling on the trigger and that pulls back the hammer. So, like, you're helping out with your hand. Another funny story of me as a kid. Once I had played Metal Gear Solid and I saw a revolver ocelot do that, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, I gotta learn to do that. And I had a toy plastic revolver, so I took that, of course, and I would practice, like, first of all, I would practice doing the spin thingy, because that's the kind of dork I was as a kid. And then I would try to practice doing the pulling back the hammer and firing really fast, and I was kind of okay at it, but the thing is, a plastic revolver toy like that is not meant for doing such, like, forceful action with it. So I kind of ended up breaking it, like, really soon after I started practicing that. Okay, let's see how that goes. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. Damn. Thought I got everybody. That would have been so cool, too. Well, no, I just emptied a load of bullets into him. Okay, time to save that defenseless lady.
Locked. There's a barricade outside. It separates the passengers from the soldiers.
And I just shoot it open?
Yeah, from the outside. You need to shoot the bar off the door.
How do I do that? Why, the damn bridge.
You can do it. Just listen. There's a rock ledge on the right-hand side. And you'll have a clear shot at the train from there. Shoot that damn bar.
Did you see anyone on the roof before the attack started? You hear me? You're in a better place now, son. Rest in peace.
Poor guy. Well, now that we have... So there's like a beam blocking this door. Now we get an interesting weapon. We get a scope rifle. I think sniper rifles were already invented whenever this game is set. I mean, it must be like 1886 at the earliest, because there are 1886 revolvers in this game, so... I'm gonna guess this is like 1890s. Right around the time the Texas stockyards would have been made in Fort Worth, now that I think about it. Let's keep that gun ready to go like this in case more bad guys have showed up. So I was a bit confused when I first tried to record these episodes on which way to go here, since he wants you to go on a ledge and shoot the bar, but there actually isn't a proper angle over on that side. But the thing is, there's a trail we missed on this side of the train. So we can try going this a ways. Whoa! Damn. I'm really hurting now. Why is this game being so skimpy on health tonics right now? There we go. Just gotta keep shooting them until they're completely on the ground, because they really take a long time in their death animations, or well, their wounded animations. Makes me think they're dead, but they're not. Oh yeah, you can pick up hats in this game. That's kind of a nice little detail. Well, I'm doing a great job guarding here. Damn. The guy must have some sort of metal plate at the back of his head. He just took that bullet in the back of the head like no problem. Oh. Let's... We gotta use this sometimes, this ability. Oh, I'm not sure if that guy was dying or not. Really? There's no tonic here either? Please say this box has... Okay, good. That'll help us somewhat. There's still one moment in this mission coming up that I could really use more health, though. So I hope there's one more tonic somewhere. Okay, there's the bar. Problem solved. Actually, you don't really need the... Don't even think you need the rifle for that. That's an easy shot to make with the revolvers, but... Well, let's not think about that for now. Instead, let's get this gun ready again, because there might be more banditos coming right behind us. No, I don't think this game does much in the way of spawning enemies. Also, when we had that Gatling gun and we shot up pretty much everybody, I think we killed almost everybody in the gang. If you're wondering what the principle on this is, why it has several barrels, apart from making it look really scary, weapon barrels heat up really quickly, gun barrels, when you shoot with them. The idea with this is you keep replacing the barrel all the time, so there's a new cool barrel, which means you can shoot faster and sustain fire longer without the barrels heating up too much. Same idea that a minigun uses, except minigun, I believe, uses electricity too. Like, you can't use a minigun without a power source because it's so fast. Gatling gun is hand cranked, this classic gun. I think it's just named after a guy called Gatling. I think. I don't know why the minigun is called a minigun when it's so obviously not very small. Kind of weird. Take the rifle again. Don't need a sniper rifle at this point. Actually, should I take... Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I don't know if it matters which one you use to do quick firing, but I'll just pull this one. Oh yeah, this lady. Man, look at this heel. He's trying to knock her down. What a true villain. Oh, there is no health, unfortunately. So we saved the lady. There you go, man.
God bless you, Master.
Don't I know that, ma'am? Now we go save the train operator guy. What is his title? Howdy.
What happened to those outlaws?
They got what they deserved.
The bastards took out the tracks on the bridge. It's a hard turn, so we always slow down there.
Did you see anyone on the roof before the attack?
On the roof? Yeah, I saw someone, all right. The soldiers went up after him and started shooting him. Then we drove him to the...
What happened to him?
Oh yeah, that's right, because he's chasing after Billy. Yeah,
I think he was...
that's who he really cares about.
Looked like he was heading south. There's farms not 2 miles from here.
Thank you. May God be with you.
You're leaving us?
I love this.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, and some whose hearts were fixed on it have been turned away from the faith and been wounded with unnumbered.
I'm surprised he doesn't just shoot the engineer here.
I'm after.
You know, he's just so
One fine family.
so angry about sinners. You'd think he'd just shoot this guy for trying to pay him off with gold.
What do you want me to say?
Tell them that I'm a missionary.